Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on Racing Grid with James and Max. I'm James.
I'm Max.
And in today's video we're going to pose a simple question. Should Max Verstappen go to Aston Martin if he was offered $1 billion?
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, does he need it though? Does he need the money? I guess that's what we're going to discuss. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been at Red Bull since 2016 when
Yeah.
he took over that seat from, was it Daniel Kvyat?
Yeah.
And since then, he's obviously been an integral part of the team. They've built the car around him, from what other people have been saying. Would he actually want to leave?
Yeah, it's a fair point. And it's been a talking point over the winter. So a report came out from the Daily Mail that Aston Martin were targeting Verstappen in a £1 billion deal. Aston Martin categorically denied this, said it was not true. And we're just here to discuss, if that were to be the case, let's say it was the case, would Verstappen go? Now, there are a lot of talking points here to think about.
There are.
And one of them is Adrian Newey. Now, Adrian Newey left Red Bull. He announced he was leaving in 2024. He felt he wanted a new challenge and he decided to go to Aston Martin. And he's going to be overseeing really the 2026 car and beyond.
I guess the big question you've got to ask yourself is, Adrian Newey's been at the team for several years. He helped the team win their Constructor Championship. He helped Max win the World Drivers' Championship. He's left in 2024. Why? There must be either a reason why he's left Red Bull or a reason why he's joined Aston Martin, and he knows something that we don't. And I guess we're going to find out in this season.
I know, and it's going to be fantastic to see. But, with Adrian Newey leaving, I think that's a big loss for Red Bull. I think he was integral to what Red Bull have done. Multiple drivers' championship, multiple constructors' championships.
Yep.
I think it's a huge loss for Red Bull that he has now gone, and I think it's a big gain for Aston Martin because the knowledge and expertise he's going to bring, and it's not just Red Bull where Newey was successful at. He was successful at teams like McLaren as well. So he brings a lot of experience, and he's one of the greatest designers of all time. And personally, I could imagine Verstappen missing him. Considering what Newey brought to the team, and I think Newey could really do something special at Aston Martin.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got to talk about the $1 billion, of course. That is an insurmountable amount of money. I mean, imagine how many Aston Martin Vantages Max Verstappen could buy with that kind of money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of money to go to a team. You need to trust the team that you're going to. Adrian Newey, as you mentioned, Max Verstappen has a lot of trust, but he's also got a lot of companionship with Helmut Marko. He's been the big mentor. He's been always backing Max Verstappen. He's been the one always at the helms. Could Helmut Marko be the one keeping Max Verstappen at Red Bull?
It could be the case. I think Verstappen's very loyal to Helmut Marko. I think Helmut Marko has been key in his career, so I think that's a plus point for Verstappen wanting to stay at Red Bull, especially given that he signed with the team until 2028. But if Newey somehow turns around Aston Martin, I think it could be an attractive prospect for him, especially if that $1 billion or pounds, whatever it is on the cards. And you know what? I think Newey can do it because you look at 2023, out of absolutely nowhere, Aston Martin were fighting for podiums, weren't they? In 2024, it went a bit downhill, right? And I'm not sure. I'm not sure how 2025 is going to be. But the fact there was that glimmer of hope in 2023 with what they achieved that year, I think under Newey's supervision, Aston Martin could build a great car. And if $1 billion or pounds is on offer with a great car and an opportunity to reunite with Adrian Newey, I think Verstappen could be tempted in the future. Perhaps not, obviously not in 2025. That's done, but maybe 2026 or 2027.
Well, there's a big kind of spanner in the works there, which is Lawrence Stroll and his son, Lance Stroll, who has been at the team for several years. He doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. Do you think that Lawrence would let Lance go for Max Verstappen? Because it's not going to be Alonso, is it? Because of his performances, it would probably be Lance Stroll.
I think It's a tricky question. That
Very tricky
it's
question.
really, really difficult to answer that, because Lance Stroll, if we're going to look at positives, there have been positives. I think in his career there have been some standout moments. I think that podium he got in Baku in
Yeah.
2017 was very good. I think was it Bahrain 2020 or Sakir 2020 that he got another podium, and he got that pole position in Turkey.
In Turkey, yeah, I remember that. That was a phenomenal pole
that was
in
unbelievable.
the rain.
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
So, I think Lance Stroll, has had his moments, and it's clear there could be something there, but far too often we're seeing mistakes, bad performances.
Yeah.
Brazil
Yes.
2024 was a bit,
Out on the
going off
first
on the
lap.
formation. No, it wasn't even the first lap; it was the formation lap.
It was.
So, you know, personally, I think, I'd like to see Verstappen in the, if he was going to go to Aston Martin, I'd prefer to see Verstappen replace Stroll
Mhm.
over Fernando Alonso. But it is difficult with his dad's owning the team. Maybe there's an opportunity for him elsewhere in the Aston Martin program, driving hypercars or
Yeah.
something like that. But it's difficult. But I think if Verstappen was on the cards and they didn't want to get rid of Fernando Alonso, I don't think they'd have a choice.
No, I agree with you. And I'm picking up on what you mentioned about the car development, how Aston Martin just came out of nowhere and their car just became great, and then their car
Yeah.
just tumbled down the rankings in 2024. We know how hard it is to make a car good. James Vowles joined the Williams
Yeah.
team, a couple of years ago, and he's not even thinking about the 2025 car. He's thinking about the 2026 car, because it takes that long to take a car through that whole development. Adrian Newey's coming in, and yes, he's got that experience, but he's working with a completely new team, a completely new set of people, and he's going to have to really integrate with that to try and make something happen for 2025. Or maybe they're working on as well, just like Williams, the new regulations for 2026, and they may have a new driver lineup. Very exciting to watch and see.
It is. And there's also another point about the regulations, and that's Red Bull having their own power unit,
Yes,
isn't it? So
yes,
basically, I'm sure you're all aware, but
that's a whole nother video probably.
yeah, in case you're not. So Red Bull have decided for 2026 that they're going to make their own engines. So they're going to leave Honda. Honda are actually going to Aston Martin. So I personally, in my view, I think 2025 Verstappen 100% stays. There's no question about that. 2026 Verstappen, I think, still stays at Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will give Red Bull a chance with that, but with that engine. But if that car does not work in 2026, and Aston Martin come in with that offer,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a way to accommodate him, I know his loyalties are with Red Bull, definitely with people like Helmut Marko, but I do think he could go, and I think to Aston Martin if that car isn't good enough. So I think everything rests on the power unit.
Agreed. It's going to be an important time to be a Formula One fan as well, to be in the Formula One game.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything's going to get any less exciting for the 2025 season. We know that Max Verstappen's been dominant every single year. It slipped a bit 2024, and 2025 I think is going to be the most exciting season to watch of them all. But going back to your initial question and the title of this video of whether we think Max Verstappen will be going to Aston Martin, no, I don't think he will be. At least not right now. There's too many variables. He needs to give, as you said, Red Bull a chance, and I don't think that he can do that until he knows what's going to happen with Aston Martin and what's going to happen without Adrian Newey.
In my opinion, in maybe 2027, if that $1 billion or pounds is on offer and Adrian Newey is there and has built a really good car, yes, I think he could be attracted to go to Aston Martin. I really, really do. As I say, I think 2023 they showed what they'll be able to achieve in the future, and with Adrian Newey at the team, I think they can build a really good car. And Verstappen's one of the greatest of all time, and Newey and Verstappen lining up again at Aston Martin. I think that could be a great pairing. But that's my opinion.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, who would have seen Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari?
Exactly. So you just don't know. But that's going to be the video from us today. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. And until the next one, take care. Bye.